Alright, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today with another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys the top 2 mistakes you make when you're juicing ginger in your juices or just to make ginger shots. This is very important information, guys. Information I've learned over the many years, and now I want to share with you guys so you guys are the most empowered juicers, right? That's what my videos do. I basically break down the best juicers so that you can buy the best machine for you that won't break the bank, but also won't be broken by ginger and other tough fibrous vegetables that you're juicing. So make sure you click that subscribe button and check out all the other videos on my channel aside from where I dive deep into specific ingredients so you guys could maximize your health benefits and prolong your juicer's life because of it. Alright guys, so I know some of you guys don't like my long videos, so in this video what I'll be doing is sharing with you guys the 2 mistakes people make, and then I'll be going into how to juice ginger in the same exact machine. I am using the Hurom H70 juicer, which at the time this video is being filmed is my favorite juicer in the world. I'll put a link down below to the video on why, the 10 reasons why it is my favorite juicer. It's a 2024 release and has the easy clean technology, and while you may see other machines that have a hopper, they all have a juicing screen. You have to sit there with a cleaning brush and scrub when you're done juicing. Not so with the Hurom H70. You just literally spray it off with water, it comes clean, there's no scrubbing. It takes me literally 60 seconds to clean, so that's the main benefit of the Hurom H70. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys the mistakes, back it up by science, and then end up juicing the ginger in the same exact machine, and then I'll be doing a taste test for you. So let's get into it. The first mistake people make is when they buy ginger, they just think ginger is ginger is ginger is ginger. What do I mean by that? When you go to the grocery store and you go to the apple section, right? They have Red Delicious, they have Golden Delicious, they have Fuji, they have Honey Crisp, they have Macintosh, they have all different kinds of apples, right? And but when you go to this store and buy ginger, it always just says ginger, right? It doesn't say whether it's elephant ginger, doesn't say whether it's yellow Peruvian ginger, doesn't say if it's this kind of ginger or that kind of ginger. You know, I've actually juiced different colors of ginger before, right? And so that's the first mistake, right? If you guys buy the wrong ginger, you can get a minimum, right? A minimum, proven by science, 25% less of the medicinal compounds that you guys are looking for. Right? And that's really huge, right? So let's go ahead and throw up this infographic that I've created. Basically, I compare the Chinese ginger, which is what this looks like. This is known as the elephant ginger. As you can see, it's like elephant. It's huge, it's giant, right? And then over on this side, we have the Peruvian ginger. So the elephant ginger is most commonly available at just standard American chain grocery stores, Smith's, Kroger's, all these kind of places. Also, Asian markets, Mexican markets will also sell this, and it of course depends on the time of year because supplies may fluctuate. This is generally grown in China. And then over on this side, to compare, we have the Peruvian yellow ginger. This happens to also be organic. I always encourage you guys to buy organic ginger whenever possible. Conventional ginger could be irradiated. It also is most likely fumigated with methyl bromide and may even have other sprouting inhibitors sprayed on them. And organic ginger is going to be a lot cleaner for you, especially when you're drinking the ginger shots. So yeah, these are the 2 main kinds of gingers you will see. And one of these gingers can also ruin your juicer, which is the second mistake I'll be talking about in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and first compare these 2 gingers side by side so that you guys don't make the first mistake. Alright, so throwing up this infographic, you can see on one side we have the Chinese elephant ginger, and it's basically grown in low altitude irrigated fields, and it has a massive hands, thick plump fingers. The skin is smooth, light brown, easily peeled, and that's another mistake you'll make when juicing ginger. Do not peel. Link down below for a whole dedicated video on do not peel your ginger because you're going to lose significant amounts of the phytonutrients. The flesh on the Chinese ginger is a denser, softer, highly water-heavy matrix, pale white cream internal color, and the composition is a higher water weight, less crude fiber, lower essential oil content, and fewer trace nutrients. And the main thing I want you to look at is the picture on the bottom. And in the infographic, it says minimal internal fibers and minimal sparse internal fibers, right? So this is the main reason why when you juice Chinese ginger, and I've done this before, I've juiced like 10 plus pounds of Chinese ginger, just put it in a hopper juicer without pre-cutting, and it works no problem at all because there's sparse internal fibers. This is not a very fibrous crop, right? Fibers take more time to develop. Basically, the Chinese farmers are just basically irrigating the fields, getting the ginger to soak up, to grow fast, to make it nice and huge and big because it is sold by weight. And they could have nice, huge, large ginger that they could sell for lots of money, right? Meanwhile, over on the Peruvian ginger, let's take a look at that. This is actually a different kind of ginger. It's a Peruvian yellow, and this is actually grown at high elevation, 900 to 1500 above sea level. And so, you know, things up there, the conditions are more stressful for the ginger plant. So guess what? The ginger plant will also, you know, maybe grow a little bit more slow. They probably don't irrigate as much up in the elevations in Peru as they do down at lower elevations in China. So it's more of a, I like to think, natural, more wild kind of product, should I say that? And then the flesh is highly dense, cellular matrix, less watery, vibrant golden yellow internal color. And it has a lower water percentage, significantly denser fiber matrix, higher crude fiber, and fewer amino acids. It has small and intrinsically knotted, thin, complex fingers. So you guys can see these are quite complex and quite close together. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about real quick is when you buy ginger, another big mistake you can make that I'm not officially calling a mistake is when you buy the ginger, you want to look in between the cracks. Especially in the Chinese ginger, I found that there'll be small rocks or dirt. So you want to break apart the fingers and make sure all the small rocks and dirt are off the ginger before juicing. Any small pieces of rocks going through your juicer will damage your juicer. So don't just, I could just chuck the whole thing. Wash it very well and inspect it. The skin is also thin, slightly rough, reddish brown, difficult to peel, and the flesh has a highly dense cellular matrix, less watery, vibrant golden yellow internal color. And then of course we want to do a close-up on the fibers. So dense internal fibers of the Peruvian ginger as compared to the Chinese ginger. Once again, this is a lot more dense fibers going together, right? It is these very fibers that will jam, clog, and even break vertical auger juicers. In some cases, if you don't pre-cut your ginger properly, you will not be able to take your juicer apart. In some cases, you may have to throw your juicer away, or if the juicer is a weak juicer, it may even break the parts. So that's a big difference between these two cultivars, right? This one does not need to be pre-cut for the most part when juicing, whereas this one absolutely needs to be pre-cut. Now, why, besides the denser fibers, does this make a difference and where it was grown? Well, that gets us into this published study. I'll have a link down below if you guys want to review it for yourself. It's basically metabolic differences in Zingiber Official Rosé by geographical origin determined by multi-platform metabolomic and method for simultaneous analysis of 6 enolonic compounds. All right, so anyways, they basically bought ginger from China, Korea, and Peru, and then they basically checked it out under basically a mass spec, doing like a spectrography. And anyways, the results are in the study, but let's just turn the study into one simple infographic that we'll throw up on the screen so you guys can see it. So basically, in the Chinese ginger, they found it was massive, water heavy, rhizomes, and is basically bred for water weight and bulk and had a mild watery heavy taste and lower nutrient density. And the main compound, some of the main compounds in the ginger are the gingerol. There's a 6 gingerol and an 8 gingerol, and it was found to be basically 100%. So that that's good. But then if we go over the Peruvian yellow ginger, right, this will give you a stronger throat burn. And they found that in this study, the Peruvian gingerol 6 and 8 were 25% higher than the Chinese ginger. So literally, you're losing the medicinal value of the ginger if you're just getting the cheap, inexpensive Chinese ginger. I encourage you guys to look out for the Peruvian ginger or other gingers that are more small, not just the overgrown elephant ginger. Now, why are these gingerols important? So over on gingerol 6, there are published studies on it is a potent anti-inflammatory agent, can help to reduce joint pain, powerful antioxidant defense, can help fight free radicals. and it has been studied for anti-cancer and cardiovascular protection, and good for heart health. And then gingerol 8 is cardioprotective, protects your heart tissue, also reduces inflammatory markers, can help support your immune system, and is studied for cardioprotective benefits in myocardial fibrosis. So basically the gingerols are very highly nutritious, and once again, you juice the wrong ginger, you could have a minimum of 25% less, and I would say in some cases even 50% less, depending on how the ginger is grown, right? Organically, slow, more in wild conditions where there's more plant stress and the plant has to produce more of these plant compounds, phytochemicals, to protect it from the elements, the nature, which then in turn we can consume. Or ginger from China, elephant ginger that just grows super fast, less fibrous, less dense, and less nutritious. All right, guys, so that is the first mistake, choosing the wrong ginger, right? The second mistake you guys are gonna make is not pre-cutting your ginger. This is very important, and especially if you're getting this kind of ginger, right? Pre-cutting is not so important on this kind of ginger. That being said, I would encourage you guys always to pre-cut any ginger to ensure you don't have any problems. That's the best way to do it. And let's just go ahead and do a cross section for you guys of this. So you guys can see there's the Chinese ginger, and let's just do a cross section of this ginger. And can you guys see the difference in the color? This is a lot more deeper yellow. This is a lot more lighter yellow. And the most important thing is in these gingers, if I just take one of these Chinese gingers, I could just basically take it and snap it in half, and it comes apart and you see very little of the strings in there. This is the ginger fibers that can clog and jam your juicer. Meanwhile, I'll take some of the Peruvian ginger, and it's like a lot more harder to snap, and actually all those fibers are helping it to resist me snapping it. I can't even snap this, let me see. All those fibers are helping it give it structural stability, and I can't even sit there. I can't even sit there and snap this in half. I mean, it's like almost impossible. Anyways, when I do snap it, you guys can see it literally just rips, right? So these fibers are what will actually clog, jam, and break, and even destroy your juicer, right? So super important. So especially on the Peruvian ginger, I recommend cutting it into 1/4-inch slices against the grain. So the grain is, I can't snap it going this direction, but I could peel it going this direction. So, you know, this is the fingers. So if it was my fingers, we'd be cutting it this way. We'd be cutting my fingers off. So we want to do that. So basically I cut it into 1/4-inch pieces, just like this, all the way down. And then you can basically put all these little pieces into the juicer that are that thin without any issue. Once again, on the Chinese ginger, not necessary because literally the fibers come right apart. That being said, always on Chinese ginger, I would also recommend pre-cutting it. So just pre-cut all your ginger no matter what, so you just won't have any issues. If you don't pre-cut your ginger, especially when juicing this ginger, especially even if you just use one little bit with your carrots or beets or apples or whatever else you're juicing, right? The little bit of ginger could mess up the whole juice and cause the juicer to back up, clog, and then the results on everything you're juicing will be a failure, right? So always pre-cut your ginger into 1/4-inch slices or even thinner. Very important. It's due to those fibers. All right, guys, so what we're going to do for you next is actually we're going to go ahead and juice ginger in the same exact Hurom juicer. We're going to juice the non-organic ginger over on this side that we're not going to pre-cut. And then we're going to juice organic ginger over on this side that I will pre-cut to show you guys the difference and show you guys how long it takes to process, right? When you pre-cut your ginger, it will process more quickly than when it's unpre-cut because you're now forcing the juicer to do more of the work. Plus, when you pre-cut, you can fill the hopper more effectively and get it even fuller. So to compare, we got 506.4, 506.4. We got even amounts of ginger. So let's juice the ginger in the same exact machine to see which one will get more juice. All right, guys, so over on the conventional ginger, I don't have to do anything. I'm literally just going to take the conventional ginger, maybe break it up into smaller pieces, some of it. Mostly just dump it in the machine so that it fits. And once again, you can't get away with doing this with Chinese ginger, the fat elephant ginger. Meanwhile, on the Peruvian ginger, if I dump this in there, we're going to have some major problems. So I'm just going to take a minute here and take it, once again, these are the fingers, and I'm going to cut it this direction against the grain and just cut it into like 1/4-inch or smaller slices. This does not take a lot of time. The better your knives, the easier this task will be. I do recommend ceramic knives, and the best ceramic knives I found are the Kyocera and specifically this knife. It's this Kyocera micro serrated tomato knife. It's a knife that I use 95% of the time in my kitchen. They are expensive, but they are well worth the investment. They will cut everything, including your finger, because I've done that a couple times too. All right, guys, I got all that Peruvian ginger cut up. As you guys can see, it's all there. What we're going to do next is we're just going to go ahead and load it in to the other Hurom H70. They come in multiple colors. I have the black and the white today. All right, so as you guys can see, the ginger's loaded up in both machines. Spout caps are open, and we're going to go ahead and hit the start button, and then we're just going to go ahead and turn them both on at the same time. 1, 2, 3, go! And we're going to see which one takes longer to juice, pre-cut organic, or basically pretty much whole Chinese. We're going to compare the colors. We're going to go ahead and also I'm going to do ginger shots and show you guys the comparison of taste. So anyways, let's go ahead and speed this part of the video up and save you guys some time. Alright guys, so it's almost done juicing. Looks like a little bit over 2 minutes. There's some ginger that I got unpaled on top of the auger on the Chinese ginger. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure it goes in. Meanwhile, the organic ginger from Peru is fully done. So maybe like 2 to 2.5 minutes, depending if you pre-cut or not. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn off both machines and do a close-up on the yield. Alright guys, isn't this interesting? Check it out. I mean, once again, we use the same exact juicers, Hurom H70 on both sides. My favorite machine because it literally just takes 60 seconds to clean. But look at the yields. Oh my gosh, the Chinese ginger basically got straight up 400 milliliters of juice. But look at the color. It's like really almost like a white color, right? But over on the Peruvian ginger organic, looks like we maybe got 340 milliliters of juice, proving the Chinese ginger is more watery. All right, guys, so next up, what I want to do is I want to compare the pulp that came out of each machine. So over on the Chinese ginger, we got the pulp there. Of course, there's still some pulp stuck in the machine. And over on the Peruvian ginger, you guys can see it there. So just comparing the pulps, you guys can see one is a lot more dark, and also there's a lot less pulp. What does this mean? This means there's a lot less fiber in the ginger, elephant ginger from China, because it didn't kick out that much fiber, because there was not that much fiber in the produce whatsoever. There was at least twice as much fiber in the ginger from Peru. Is fiber good or bad, right? My belief, I mean, most Americans are deficient in fiber, right? My belief also is that the more fiber in the plant, the more nutritious the plant is, because it took longer to grow. There's more phytonutrients in there as well. Of course, we could grab the Chinese ginger, squeeze it. We could still get a few drops out. We could squeeze the Peruvian ginger. It's actually a bit harder to squeeze out because it got it a little bit more dry, because the fiber actually helps the machine work more effectively. So that's kind of fun. Of course, both these machines will take me about 60 seconds, literally, just to spray off. So yes, Chinese ginger, absolutely more watery. But now, let's put the pedal to the metal. And let me go ahead and do a ginger shot, which I have not been looking forward to, because this stuff is going to be strong, guys. Alright guys, so now I want to compare the colors and give you guys a better close-up. As you guys can see, the Chinese elephant ginger, once again, more watery, made more, right? But it's more light colored, almost like a milk color. Whereas this almost looks like a turmeric. I mean, no, this is ginger. That's because this ginger is highly nutritious, at least minimum 25% more nutritious based on the published study that I have. But I'm going to go ahead and taste test it to see if I can discern any noticeable taste difference. So we have these shot glasses here. And let's see, we're just going to go ahead and do 1 tablespoon shot of each one. So that's 1 tablespoon of Chinese, 1 tablespoon of the Peruvian. Now, you guys probably don't want to do this at home. Ginger is very strong. Most people may cut it with pineapple or orange juice. And usually it's like mostly pineapple, orange, and a little bit of ginger. But I'm used to this stuff, and I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. Alright, so first, the Chinese ginger. I'm going to drink it slow, which is going to mouth burn more. But I really want to give you guys my full kind of expert taste assessment. Alright, so Chinese ginger first off. I mean, it's strong. It's burning. I do taste some of those fibers in there. My mouth is on fire, like literally right now. I got intense mouth burning. I can't call that weak, but I have nothing to compare against. My mouth is on fire, but it'll go away in a minute. All right, guys, next up, the Peruvian ginger. Do the same thing. Wow. Oh my God, that's interesting. I mean, my mouth is already burning for the Chinese ginger, but when I drank this, I didn't get the initial burn. It kind of was smooth, but then it like lit my mouth up like maybe 2 times stronger. And now I'm almost having problems talking. I mean, my personal assessment from drinking these two, let me finish the rest of this. All right, guys, now I'm starting to sweat. All right, well, that'll knock you on your butt, guys, seriously. Don't do that at home. Basically, my assessment is that this is a different kind of hit. Like, this kind of just gives you that hot, spicy. This one gives you, like, mild. You don't taste the burn, and then afterwards, it just, like, kicks you, like, twice as hard. It's, like, almost, it's, like, in the back of my throat now. This one hit me in the back of my throat. It's, like, super strong. So, like, here's the thing, guys. If you want medicinal, go for the Peruvian ginger, grown at high altitude, slower, probably fed with rain instead of flood irrigated. With the ginger variety that just is grown large, still has some medicinal properties, but I would say, you know, at 25 to 50% less medicinal properties and different kinds of properties than the Peruvian. Of course, also we have the benefit of the yellow from the Peruvian ginger as well. At one of the stores near me, they sell the organic ginger for $3.99 a pound. And then they also sell the Chinese ginger for $3.99 a pound. So you could choose, and it's the same exact price, right? You guys know how to discern it, the big ones or the small ones. Organic ginger near me could be maybe $4 to $5 a pound. It's always better to buy by the pound instead of the little package. You always get ripped off when you buy like a 3-ounce package. You know, let's see, where do I like to go? Maybe like if you have a natural grocers near you, they'll sell it in bulk, or just other health food stores. Whole Foods will always sell it in bulk, although they're usually like around $6.99 a pound for the organic ginger. Conventional ginger can go on sale near me at ethnic markets for as low as 99 cents a pound, but normally the price is stable around $1.69, $1.79 a pound. So even though the organic ginger is more expensive, you get at least 25 to 50% more of those nutrients. It's also a lot stronger and gonna add a lot more nutrition to your juice. That being said, you do need to pre-cut it. So, you know, I'm here to give you guys options. If you guys want to get the best ginger for juicing, it's the organic ginger. You must pre-cut it. If you guys want to go on the cheap and don't mind like 25 to 50% less nutrients, then go with the Chinese, right? You don't have to pre-cut it. It actually does juice fairly well, has less fiber, and you guys get what you pay for. But the main lessons of this is, number one, always go for the smaller gingers, Peruvian, if you can find it, organic, whenever you could find it. Number two, especially have that fibrous ginger, pre-cut it. And the way to know is if you take the ginger like I did earlier in the episode, I try to snap it, the finger. So like if it's my finger, I'm trying to snap the finger this direction. If you could snap it, right, and there's very little strings in there, then you could probably put it in whole. If you can't snap it like I was not able and it tears and there's a lot of these fibers that are holding it together, then you better pre-cut it or you're going to cause massive problems with your juicer. And the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to now that I'm done with this episode is cleaning both of these machines, because literally it's going to take me 60 seconds to spray it off. And as you guys saw, I loaded both these machines with the ginger, ran them for about 2 minutes, it juiced all the ginger without any issues. This machine is my favorite machine at this time. And right now, if you guys want to get the best price on the Hurom H70, you guys could use my coupon code GINGER. We'll throw up right there at Hurom.com. That'll save you guys a minimum of 10% off, but always my coupon codes will get you guys the lowest publicly available price. And in some cases, you can even stack the promotions, my 10% off, in addition to whatever the current sale price is. So yeah, links down below, and I'll put the full information and the current sale price in the description, as well as the first pinned comment, so you guys can get the latest and greatest machine and juice your ginger without having any issues. I do want to thank you guys who will support me by using my coupon code. It allows me to spend my time to do research, to find the published studies, to show you guys the best information, to show you guys my expertise on how to juice produce in the best ways possible by using my techniques such as pre-cutting or otherwise, and also show you guys the best juicers on the planet, as well as, of course, buy my gingers, pay my light bill, and pay my amazing video editor so I can get these videos up for you guys. So thank you in advance for those of you guys that will use my coupon code, and thank you for those of you guys that have used it in the past. It allows me to continue to do the work that I love so much. And yeah, if I've helped you out, hey, help me out. It costs you nothing. You'll even get the lowest price as well. So thank you so much. So if you guys enjoyed this episode today, learning about juicing ginger and the two biggest mistakes that people make, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, more importantly, share this with other people that are into making ginger shots so that they don't make these mistakes, either destroy their juicer or cheat themselves out of 25 to 50% of the phytonutrients that are missing in the Chinese ginger. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new and upcoming episodes. I've come out every 5-7 days. You're going to know what I'll show up, what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check the past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 900 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about the best juicers and other appliances to process fruits, vegetables, and other plant foods in the best ways possible to retain the most nutrition. And I'll put links down below to my favorite videos I made in the past of the Hurom H70, where I've juiced a multitude of different items in it, and it all does amazing. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.